Very good morning students. Welcome to online learning program of Alchemy School. Students, we are learning science of class 8 chapter number 5 coal and petroleum. Students, in this chapter we have learned about the exhaustible and inexhaustible resources, and under the category of exhaustible resources the coal and petroleum used to fall. We are learning about coal and petroleum because this is very important fossil fuels for us, but they are exhaustible. They are present in a limited quantity. They are having many uses. They are very useful products for us, but still the formation of coal and petroleum takes hundreds and thousands of years. That's why we have to use them in a limited quantity. Otherwise the next generation which is coming up will not be able to use coal and petroleum in a sufficient quantity. So in the last time we have read about the important features of the coal, their uses and their products. Then we have started petroleum. I told you it is a crude oil and how it is obtained and how the formation happens under the water bodies. I have also explained you what are the uses and what are the products which we obtain from petroleum. Now, how these products are obtained from petroleum? See, I have last time explained you when under the sea there are the rock beds, there are the rocks. When the petroleum is formed, petroleum is a oily component. That's why oil comes above the layer of the water. So all the oil will collected above the layer of the water into the water bodies like seas and oceans. And during the formation of petroleum, a particular gas is also formed which is called natural gas, and that natural gas, because it is a gas, so it is much more lighter than the oil and the water also, so it will come on the topmost layer. So with our machineries and technologies we will collect the gas and the oil separately, and both are very useful for us. So in this way we are collecting the petroleum as a crude oil. But after collecting petroleum, we used to send it into the industries, and we used to perform a very special process to separate the components of petroleum, and this process is called fractional distillation. Try to understand the definition of fractional distillation first. The definition is the process of separating the components from the petroleum according to their boiling point. It is called fractional distillation. In your textbook there is a different term is given, that is petroleum refining, but petroleum refining is not a scientific terminology. The correct terminology is fractional distillation. So in this fractional distillation, what we used to do, we have a particular apparatus like this. We have, for doing the fractional distillation, we have a very long particular apparatus like this. In this apparatus, we used to put that petroleum oil. We used to fill it from the top. Now, this petroleum is a mixture of many components like petrol, diesel, wax, petroleum jelly. Everything is present inside this crude petroleum oil. Only the matter is we have to separate it properly so that we can obtain each and every components. So what happens? Petroleum is having a mixture of many things, but the boiling point of every component is different. Like water used to boil at 100 degrees Celsius, but on the other hand, if I will put alcohol may boil on in the summer season only, means in 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. So every liquid is having a different boiling point. So the liquid which is having less boiling point will boil first, and the liquid which is having high boiling point will boil after too much of time. It will take long number of hours to get boiled. So in this way, according to the boiling point, we can separate the components of petroleum. Like in petroleum, one petrol and diesel, when you will throw it outside on the road, it will evaporate. That means petrol and diesel is having very low boiling point. So that means if I will heat the petroleum liquid, so petrol and diesel will start getting boil first because their boiling point is very less. If I will mix water also in that, then after petrol and diesel, the water will boil. So one by one, according to the boiling point, the evaporation of that particular component will happen. So what happens? Petroleum is a mixture of lubricating oil, diesel, kerosene, petrol, and then from petroleum we are getting petroleum gas also, and we are getting LPG also, liquefied petroleum gas. The gas which is present in the cylinders, which is having the gas supply in your houses, by using which you are cooking food. So petroleum is very useful for us. So we put all the components inside it. Now the liquid which is having 350 degree boiling temperature, that liquid will boil at the end. The liquid which is having 200 degree Celsius boiling point, so when we will start heating from the bottom, as soon as the 200 degree Celsius temperature will reach, then we will start getting petrol and diesel, because petrol and diesel will start getting evaporated. I am just giving the example of the boiling point. Petrol and diesel will start getting evaporated, and we can separate petrol and diesel. The first component which came out with its boiling point, we can separate it and we can collect it separately. Then after 200, when we will heat it from the bottom, when the temperature will reach to 250 degrees Celsius, then another component will start evaporating, because another component will start getting boiled, and that vapors also we will collect it in a separate chamber. When the temperature will reach to 300 degrees Celsius, then there can be one more liquid whose temperature is 300 degrees Celsius. So that particular liquid or that particular component will start boiling at 300 degrees Celsius, and then it will start getting evaporated, and we will collect the vapors in a different chamber. So we will get the pure product at 300 degrees Celsius. When we will keep on heating and the temperature will reach as 350 degrees Celsius, then at 350 degrees Celsius the crude oil will start boiling, and the vapors of the crude oil start generating, and we will collect those vapors in a separate chamber. So we will get pure lubricating oil. So in this way, by the help of fractional distillation, we can separate each and every component of the petroleum. Now another important component is natural gas. We are obtaining natural gas during the formation of petroleum. Natural gas is very important for us. It is a very good gas. Natural gas is easy to transport in the pipes in the houses, and it is easy to store at high pressure, which is called, when we used to compress the gas, when we used to put the pressure on any gas, then it gets compressed. The particles of gas gets compressed. So this natural gas, we used to store it very easily on a high pressure, and at high pressure it will not be escaped very easily. So because it is compressed with a high pressure, that's why this particular gas is called compressed natural gas, which is abbreviated as CNG. And you all know that now in the autos, they are CNG autos. Now in the automobiles, we are used to we are filling the CNGs, which is a compressed natural gas. And why we are filling it nowadays? Because this gas is very useful, this gas is pollution free, and this gas is a clean fuel, and it keeps our environment also clean. That's why it is a very good fuel which is used in automobiles and at many places. It is very clean fuel. So in this way, we have read about the natural gas. Natural gas is also used in the manufacture of some chemicals and fertilizers. So after petroleum, we obtain some natural gas in that process, and natural gas is very useful. It helps in the formation of some chemicals and fertilizers. It is also called compressed natural gas when it is stored at the high pressure, and it is very useful gas which is pollution free, and it is a very clean fuel. Now we have completed coal, we have completed petroleum, we have completed the natural gas. Now I want to tell you something about the natural resources. Coal and petroleum is very important natural resources, but the problem is they are exhaustible natural resources. And because they are exhaustible natural resources, we cannot use it very freely. So you people are using petrol and diesel with a lot of comfort in your life. If you want to go to a very short distance where you can walk and go, where you can take your bicycle and go, for that places also you are using your motorbikes, or you are using your car, which is consuming your petrol and diesel. So in this way, to live a comfortable life, we are wasting lot of natural resources, which in that case they are very exhaustible also. But these coal and petrol takes thousands and millions of years in the formation. But if we will waste it with so much of speed, then the next generation which is coming, they cannot use coal and petroleum, they cannot use petrol, they cannot use diesel comfortably, because nothing will remain. We are leaving nothing for our next generation. So please avoid using your vehicles at every short distance only. And another thing is, coal and petroleum is a very useful exhaustible resources, but another limitation or another disadvantage is they are creating pollution in our nature. When lot of coal will burn, then carbon dioxide gas will form. When lot of petrol and diesel will burn and come out of your automobiles, your cars, your bikes, your motorbikes, then lot of pollution will be there, because the black burnt carbon will come out into the nature. So these natural resources are highly polluted natural resources, and due to this problem we are leading to the global warming. So there is an association in our country made by the government, and the name of that association is PCRA. The name of that association is PCRA, that is Petroleum Conservation Resource Association. This particular association used to aware the people, used to guide the people that don't waste our natural resources, use them only when they are required. Just don't enjoy your life by using these natural resources. So this particular association is guiding the people to use the petrol and diesel whenever it is required. They are also guiding the people that please drive your vehicle on a moderate speed. Moderate means not very slow also, not very high also. So please drive your vehicle on the moderate speed to use the proper amount of petrol, and please maintain your vehicle. If your vehicle is very old and you are not putting it into the servicing, then it will burn lot of petrol and lot of pollution, and the burnt carbon from the dirty silencers of your vehicle will come out into the atmosphere, and it will create more pollution. So you need to maintain your vehicles. And second thing is, when you are in a traffic and when the signal is on and you are waiting for 3-4 minutes, then during that time you are burning extra diesel and petrol for 2-3 minutes on the signals. So at that time you should switch off your vehicle, you should stop it for few minutes, so that at least for 4-5 minutes, at least for 3-4 minutes, you can save our natural resources. So here the chapter gets over, where we have learned about coal, petroleum, natural gas and the natural resources information, how to save it and what are their uses. In the next class we will do the question answers, and in your exam, in your assessment which we are going to conduct soon on the Flint, the 2 chapters will be coming as your syllabus. The first 2 chapters which we have taught to you, that is crop production and management and microorganisms. Till then, stay safe and stay at home. Thank you.